All right, hey, this is Neil at Modern Desert Vista with AFT Construction. Just going through and doing some fine tuning on some of our trim work. Thought you guys might be interested in see one of the things I do. It's like you see that little bit of a gap there. What I do is I'll use some Car Bondo and fill that gap. I'll let that dry and then we can do the one behind you to see the result. So when it's dried, I'll come back and sand it nice and smooth. Then I'll take some Kills. I'll use the Kills to prime it. And the good thing about Kills is if there's still a little gap, it actually acts as a filler. So it'll become nice and almost perfectly smooth. So let's go look at a couple of them that are done. You know, it's just a carpenter by trade, so it's just something I picked up over the years to try to do the best I could at a finish level. So if you look at this one, for example, there, that's exactly how we did it. And see, there's basically no gap at all. And when the painters come back in here and paint, it's almost a perfect finish. Nothing's perfect, but it's pretty darn close. Car Bondo just seems to last. It's more durable, dries quickly. I use the spot putty because Bondo you actually have to mix. This comes mixed. So you put it on, it hardens becomes really hard. And then you're able to sand it really smooth and it just works really well. Can't use it on stain wood, obviously. But I use it on everything, even joints. I mean, outside miters like that, but I can show you a joint in here. So like you can see the one that we did, I mean, look at it coming together. There's really no joint there at all. I do it on every house I do. Like there's a joint right there. You can see it at the top. So I'm not satisfied with that. That'll be redone. But right there, that's pretty darn good right there. And it's OCD at its finest. There's a joint right there on the face of it. Looks pretty darn good. At the top, we need to do some touch-ups, but that's pretty much invisible, and that's what I'm looking for everywhere.
So are you gonna put Bondo on that?
Yeah, yeah, I can do that. We'll have to let it dry, but and I just feather it out. The house will have 100 of these around, and I'll come back in and sand it smooth. I might have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it to where I want it, but it's worth it to me. The high side was over here, so I took the majority of it. I wanted the majority on this side, and I just, from experience, just kind of feathered it out. So the majority of it's here to build that up a little bit. Then I'll come in and sand it smooth, and it'll be pretty much invisible by the time we're done. So then once I sand it, when I'm happy with the Bondo, I'll come back with the Kills and spray it, and then that primer will really show you if there's still a gap or not. And like I mentioned, it acts as a filler, so it really makes it really smooth and nice. And it seems to last, because over my experience, I've, just working on my house recently, I did some of this, and a year and a half later, the seams are still invisible, so it's pretty durable stuff. So I think with Arizona, I'm new to Arizona, been here about a year and a half, come from the South where I built a lot of houses. And in the South, fluctuation of humidity was a big challenge. So we always had to condition our homes to keep the humidity level at the same so your material wouldn't shrink and grow. That's where we learned this a lot. We were able to, with a combination of a lot of glue, proper nailing, all that stuff, and then this, your seams really would stay invisible for a long time. Arizona, I don't think it's as much because it's hot, but rarely humid. So, I think this is even gonna work better here. Thanks for coming along on my little bit of OCD baseboard journey.